Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Handshake with me, Amal Chaudhary, and today we will be talking about how the different aircraft carriers of India represent political and diplomatic change. While India operates one aircraft carrier at the moment, New Delhi is planning to operate at least 3 such ships, provided it will have the funds. The construction of such a large machine is a strategic choice not only in pure military terms, however. For a country like India which needs foreign technology, it is also a political statement. It is not only about whom the carrier could be used against, but whom to cooperate with to procure the needed systems and whom to leave out from cooperation. Here we will talk about India's 5 aircraft carriers, the past, present and the future ones, and how they may turn out to represent 4 stages in New Delhi's evolving foreign policy. So how do these aircraft carriers carry the air of political and diplomatic change? INS Virat and INS Vikrant are 1-1. Both of these carriers were British ships, the construction of which had started way back during the Second World War. While Vikrant had been purchased by New Delhi as a yet incomplete ship, Virat was sold to India only after it served London's purpose for decades. Both carriers are pieces of history now, as both had been acquired long ago. INS Vikrant was commissioned to the Indian services in 1961 and Virat in 1987. Both years, interestingly, belong to an era of the Indo-Soviet friendship, and yet the only aircraft carriers New Delhi commanded at the time were British-made. It is a symbolic reminder of how technology-starved India was acquiring some Western technology and resources even in the midst of the Cold War. The part played here by the United Kingdom in the Indian civil nuclear program serves as yet another reminder. INS Vikramaditya, purchased from Russia, this old Soviet-era aircraft could have as well sunk a lot of Indo-Russian bonhomie. It was reconstructed and modernized by Russians as per Indian expectations, but its delivery was hugely delayed. It was ordered in 2004 and eventually commissioned in 2013. As the Indian side was unhappy with the price demanded by the seller, it took years of negotiations to find a middle ground. India still could have felt it lost a lot of money on this old machine, while Russia lost part of its reputation in New Delhi. INS Vikrant. Currently under construction, Vikrant is to be India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. It symbolically represents New Delhi's current international standing, which many commentators would like to call strategic autonomy. New Delhi would like to retain what it can and it wants from its cooperation with Russia, but it also means to enhance its growing relationship with the United States. This ship will similarly represent a mixture of import and India's own work. Some of its major solutions will be following the design of INS Vikramaditya. INS Vishal. The ship is in the project phase as of now, and thus there is no telling how it might be built. Vishal is to be India's second indigenous aircraft carrier, but will not follow the same model as Vikrant. Its launch system is to be Catobar, catapult-assisted takeoff but arrested recovery, or more precisely, its new generation EMALS, that is, Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System. Such a system is being developed by the Americans, and thus India would have to team up with them. So far, an Indo-American working group has been formed for that purpose. A change to a different launch system will probably affect the type of machines used on it as well. Vikramaditya uses the Stobar system and the Vikrant is designed for the same, and the primary embarked aircraft of the former carrier is the Russian MiG-29K. If Vishal is fit with EMALS, it will make it more in tune with the Western-made machines and are capable of working with heavier planes such as the American E-2 Hawkeye. If we assume it is constructed the way it is conceived now, the carrier may represent the future stage of India's diplomacy, a one which is now rising. In that phase, India will remain unaligned to any of the global superpowers, but will be cooperating with the United States more than with any other. So that's it from this episode of The Handshake. For more such videos, keep watching My Nation.